Hello, and welcome to the Reclaim Your Life show. Here's your host, Master Hypnotherapist and Coach, Jan Haldane.
Hello and welcome to the inaugural podcast of the Reclaim Your Life show. I'm Jan Haldane, Master Hypnotherapist and Coach, and this show is about reclaiming your life after narcissistic and toxic relationships. Now, over the years, I've spoken to so many people, mostly women, who feel deep shame that they allowed themselves to get into these soul-destroying relationships. I mainly have women clients, but this is an issue for men as well, and I want to make that really clear, because my heart goes out to those men who suffer at the hands of narcissistic women. Now, you may well ask, why is this topic my passion? It's because I've been there too, on more than one occasion, I have to admit. I've also seen so many women come through my office over the years who are living in the most unhealthy relationships. Their self-esteem is in their boots, their physical health is compromised, and they suffer from anxiety and depression to some level. And of course, I've seen the occasional man as well, and the same goes equally for them. The sad thing is that there is no joy in their lives. They are often isolated from friends and family and under the control of someone who does not have their best interests at heart. And that's an awful thought. They may be suffering from any or all of the following types of abuse: emotional, psychological, physical, financial, verbal, or even sexual abuse. So I've heard a lot of stories along the way. And the thing that I love most is when survivors of these type of relationships can finally release the old patterns that have been playing out perhaps since they were young children. If you are the child of toxic or narcissistic parents, you are subconsciously conditioned to tolerate abuse. So we can see where the pattern starts and how it perpetuates without awareness. And awareness is a huge key here. So it's my mission to make you aware of what narcissistic abuse looks like and to give you the tools to remove the old patterns that keep you locked into a cycle of hope and then yet more damage. So these cycles go: hope of finding a loving relationship, and then finding out that this relationship is actually damaging, but you didn't recognize it because it seemed to be different, or the person seemed to be different, and you didn't know how to read the signs. And that's not your fault if you didn't know how to read the signs. So what I want to do is actually teach you that, how to read the signs, because no one deserves to be in that sort of relationship. We all deserve to be loved. Humans need attention, affection, appreciation, and acceptance, what I call the 4 A's. And the likelihood of finding inequality in the 4 A's in a toxic relationship is very small. And I myself can remember being in an abusive relationship, but because I wasn't being physically abused, I just couldn't see it. And this, of course, is many years ago when I was quite young. So I knew I wasn't happy at my ex's behaviour, and so I went to see a counsellor. And of course, the counsellor, being a trained professional, picked up on this. Not all of them do, but this one definitely did, thank goodness. But here's the thing, I even argued with the counsellor that I wasn't being abused. And my ex kept telling me there was something wrong with me. And because I'd heard that all my life up until then, it was normal for me. That was my norm, as it is for many people. But, and it's a big but, always deep within me, even as a child, was a knowing that I wasn't a bad person. And yes, I must have jumped through hoops and turned myself into a human pretzel trying to prove that I was a good person. But luckily, I had that seed of knowing, that little kernel inside me, that told me that in fact I was a good person. So perhaps you can relate to this experience, or perhaps you've had a healthy, loving upbringing, but now you're at your wit's end on how to get rid of the negative fallout of a narcissistic or toxic relationship. So I want to let you know that there is help there. And if this sounds like you, come to my free live webinar. It's in 6 days' time from when I'm making this podcast. And I'll post the registration link below, or you can go to my website, janhaldane.com/events to register. Now, while you're at my website, don't forget to download the free PDF version of my book, You Can Love Again, which was published in 2014 and has helped many women across the world go on to find healthy, loving relationships. So I look forward to seeing you at the webinar, and until the next episode of the Reclaim Your Life show, have a great week.
Thanks for listening. Catch you on the next episode of the Reclaim Your Life show.